Zainul, since you say that you will be continuing in whatever the areas you have passion, what will be your role in Aljunied GRC? Are you going to continue as an advisor in the divisions, and would you consider leading the PAP team in next elections 2016? Thank you.
Well, the next election is somewhere down the road, and I think some of my friends at Berita Harian, at Mendaki and Muiz will know that I'm a great believer in regeneration. So I would like to actually see more younger people coming forth to provide that leadership for the future, and I hope to play an active role in helping and furthering that cause. I think we all know about Ong Ye Kung as an excellent potential leader, down to earth, with the right experience and mental strength, and with the heart of a people. And these are the kind of young leaders whom we like to see emerge, and I would like to see myself, if given the opportunity, to play that role, to nurture and to develop and to expedite and help in the process of regeneration. I will always be involved in community work, and I can never say never in life or in politics. But as you know, given my age, I'm not getting younger. I don't think it is. I think it's unlikely for me to stand in the next election. But we'll see what the party has to say, because I also don't want to be presumptuous about the next election.
Your current role in Aljunied GRC, what will you do?
I will continue to be the advisor to grassroots organizations until the party decides what's the way forward.
Mr. Zainul, Chiching from Zabao. Can I just check if you, you said you want to spend more quality time with your family. What about your career-wise?
Career-wise, well, I think I just like to use this opportunity to take a break first and look around and beyond the horizon and see what options are available. I think you all know that PM has said that he will make an offer for me to do something. So it's still early days for me to say what it will be, and also for PM, I suppose. He must be pretty occupied with the new cabinet. But there are things which I've been thinking about, wanting to look into, and so I would like to keep my horizon open to look at all those options and decide when the time comes. Well, I've always been interested in the Middle East. So if there is an option for me to be involved in the Middle East, I would certainly like to take advantage of that. It could be in the private sector. It could be at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So I think the options are there. And why don't we take it step by step?
Hi, Mr. Zainul. One Gate from Straits Times. So can I just get a confirmation from you that you will not be retiring from politics?
I will never be able to retire from politics. Although I see myself more as a community man, you know, I've been involved with community work since I was in primary 3, for that matter. I still keep repeating this example of mine. The day when I stirred free UNICEF milk for the poor children, my classmates, that actually launched me to my community work. And since then, I've been involved in one way or another. So I see myself more as a community man. But I think we all know that politics is all-encompassing. And so I will be, in one way or another, be involved in politics too. I think I would like to encourage more Singaporeans to also be involved in politics of Singapore and the well-being of the future of Singapore, where politics play a very critical role. But if you were to ask me whether I will be standing for the next election, I think I've given you my answer. Syam?
Zainul, please bear with me. I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
We can mix it up with Malay as well, eh? Okay. First of all, perasaan anda, adakah anda kecewa dengan keputusan yang anda raih di Yunus, yang memandangkan anda seringkali mendapat mandat yang kukuh daripada masyarakat di Yunus, khususnya masyarakat Melayu Islam kita. Tapi kali ini nampaknya mandat yang diberikan kurang menyerlah, ya. Jadi apakah pandangan anda terhadap itu? Kedua, mengenai anda katakan tadi komen tentang MM Lee, ya, mungkin adakah timingnya salah ataupun kurang tepat ketika beliau membuat kenyataan demikian, memandangkan GE semakin mendekat pada waktu itu. Itu yang kedua. Yang ketiga, PM berkata bahwa anda mungkin tidak akan dilantik sebagai Speaker Parlimen. Jadi apakah pandangan anda terhadap itu? Yang keempat, untuk merampas kembali Aljunied, anda rasakan bahwa perlu adakan seorang calon Melayu Islam yang berpengalaman, yang senior dalam 5 tahun akan datang, ataupun yang muda dari pandangan anda lah. Dan adakah anak-anak anda akan menceburi bidang politik untuk mengikuti jejak langkah anda selepas itu?
As far as feelings are concerned for the election results, I mentioned in my statement just now, there is that tinge of sadness, for sure, because I indeed have fallen in love with my own area of Bedok Reservoir, Aljunied GRC, which is Yunus, and I've grown so fond with the area, with the people, and one need only to be a resident to know, for example, I will spend something like 4, sometimes 5 days and nights at the place itself. The Meet the People session, where I meet something like 60 families every Monday night, writing maybe sometimes 100 letters each week, and sometimes the letters needing personal follow-up and reaction. So meaning that it's not just the Meet the People session ending that same night and that's the end. Sometimes we follow up with the ministries and with the families themselves. The meetings that go on at the CCC level, the RC's level, and then I've been involved in them directly. The activities on the weekends, on the nights, at night. The market visits, which is one of my favorites. The senior citizen program, where they always invite me to sing my most favorite song, IPI Chaya. Sometimes I sing with Duri also. But you can see that the fondness of the place and the people was so deep that there was this feeling of sadness. But nevertheless, people have voted, and we accept that verdict, and we must move on. And this is the Singapore we have today, where voting is not just about local programs, local situation, and local condition, but also issues affecting national issues, and they have voted and they have shown their sentiment. Going forward, of course, I would like to see the PAP win back Aljunied GRC, and I think the party will do what is necessary to ensure that the PAP will still have the kind of influence, the kind of attention, and the kind of outreach that will try and bring back Aljunied GRC to the PAP. On MM's remarks, well, MM has explained that in fact those remarks were made 2 years ago, and the timing of the publication came out only recently, earlier this year. And so in that sense, timing was bad for the GE. But discussing such issues, there's no such thing as good timing or bad timing, because it sometimes touches on the raw nerves. And this is where we have to manage the way we discuss such potentially sensitive and issues that could also be divisive. But it is not new. I think all over our history, we have been discussing very sensitive issues, from national service to tertiary fee to quotas in public housing, even in schools. And I think the Malay Muslim community have also grown to accept that some of these issues, which can be sensitive, but in fact they were discussed. Some behind closed doors, some out in the public. And I think it's that combination of approaches we have taken that has brought the community to a level of maturity that been able to face some of the issues squarely and then move forward. So, on the question of the speaker, I think you know what PM said. PM said that in fact it will be contingent on my being elected as a member of parliament. And PM has now said that in fact since I'm not elected member of parliament, so that question does not arise anymore. So for myself, even if PM were to offer me as speaker now, I personally would not accept it. You know, having not been elected, I think it's not appropriate for me to be considered as Speaker of Parliament. Although the Constitution says yes, but I think the Constitution, I think only once there was a case where somebody who is not a Member of Parliament, I think from the judiciary, if not mistaken, was appointed. That's a different scenario, so I don't think that precedent applies in my case. I appreciate the sentiments expressed by many of my friends, including those on the Facebook, who wanted to propose. In fact, even the Workers' Party proposed that I can be considered. I thank them for that, but I think the issue should be put to rest. On the future leadership of Aljunied GRC, I think as far as my son is concerned, I'll have to leave it to him to decide. But I think the party will have to look into that, because the process of regeneration for the party is an ongoing process. And in fact, I'm sure now, even right now, the party has already started that process. And we see this as a serious process and a process of regeneration which will ensure that we have the capable leaders with a kind of heart for the people to prepare themselves for their future role.